So modules are, in my opinion, the best way to cultivate a learning experience within a Canvas module. They're also a great way to just organize. If you were somebody who used folders back in Blackboard, modules are sort of your answer in Canvas. So if you want to see some module designs, Kath, Juan, and myself, we all showed off our modules and what they looked like in those course tours from Wednesdays, I think, Thursdays, math tech tours. So this is what one of my modules looks like. You can see I use emojis to keep things straight in terms of what they are, what part of the grades they're going into, whether or not they're graded or not, or all sort of things that students know because I've used the same emojis throughout the entire class. I always include an overview page. So that overview page just tells them the exact same thing that they could see in the actual module itself. But sometimes I'll include sort of the objectives or what I'm hoping they got out of it, some resources. Um, there's a lot of different ways to do an overview page if you want to. And that page design is very similar to creating a home page. The other thing you can do is you can have text headers, so you can kind of separate things based on either when they're due, is how I separated them in my intercession class, or based on content. So we can make a section for maybe just your Zoom videos or whatever it might be. So one other reason I like modules a lot is they're really handy. I have multiple versions of my exams and I will assign them to different students. And the modules, when a student goes into this, they're only going to see the exam they were assigned. So for a student, it looks seamless. It appears that I have only assigned one exam 3, when in reality there's 2 versions of exam 3 out there. So if you're somebody who wants to have that ability to have 2 different, maybe it's a PDF of an exam, whatever it might be. If you want a little bit of exam security in that way, this is the nicest way to do it is within a module because students are only going to see the one that they were assigned. So creating a module. Let me go into that homepage, that course that I created a homepage in. So you can see right now I don't have any modules. To create a module, you're just going to press plus module. You'll name it however you want. Some people choose whether or not to have their modules divided by week or by content. I like weeks because I have consistent due dates for students so that they're able to just look at a week and know everything has to be completed by Sunday with some of the like learning material due on Thursday. So week 1, and then you might want to say what it is, review and chapter 1. And if you want to, you could put the dates, but they're going to see that anyways. So you can add your module. By default, modules are unpublished while you're working on them. So if you want students to be able to see it, you're going to have to click the publish button. But I'm going to add some stuff. To add to a module, you just press the plus. And if you already have stuff, if you copied things from a previous semester, there's going to be things here when you go to assignment or to quiz or to file even or page. But you can see I don't have a lot of stuff. The only thing I have is that homepage starter, and then it looks like some pictures that we had brought in with that homepage and that I added to my homepage. But these are all the different things you can add. Assignments are a great way to have students turn in the homework. So maybe you have a chapter 1 homework. And maybe I like to do some sort of cute way to denote homework. Let's do a pencil. Boom. Oh, that pencil looks horrible, but it's okay. We'll add that. So there's a chapter 1 homework. We can add a quiz. Maybe you do a weekly quiz to check in. Make sure that they're doing something to show that they're attending beyond the like I just show up in Zoom and that's enough. So you can add that. And then let's add some content. So let's go ahead and just add a file. So let's say you have a PDF of your lecture notes. You could go and include that. So I'll just include some PDF I have here. Whoop, takes a second. And then the last thing I might want is a link out to like my Zoom recording. So let's just I'll grab one of my YouTube videos to add a link to so we can see that. Done. All right, so there's the URL and I'll call this lecture video. And if I want, of course, like I said, I wasn't consistent on everything else, but I could add cute little emojis. Typically like to load those in a new tab. So now I've got all of the pieces of the module in. If you click on these things, other than the link and the PDF, you'll notice there's this homework assignment doesn't say anything. So I'd want to edit this and basically say do problems 1 through 20 on page 50 of OpenStax, whatever the heck I was telling them to do. And then another thing to note about the homework, you're going to put in the points. And you're going to change this from no submission to that you want them to upload a file, typically. So I'm giving you more than just module design here, but things I use all the time. So I like to have them upload their stuff to Canvas. If it's uploaded to Canvas, I can zoom in, I can rotate the image, I can see all of that and grade them without having to leave Canvas, without having to download anything, without clogging up my inbox. And it's tied to their name. So there's no like, oh, I sent it, but it didn't get to you. It's very, very streamlined. So, and the nice thing is if you add a due date, and let's save and publish this, but the course starts on Saturday, whatever. Why is it mad at me? When does this course start? Do I not understand when the semester begins? Maybe it's, I don't know. Whatever, I give up. But the nice thing about using a due date is it will put it in the student calendar, which they'll use for other classes, and the to-do list, which will mix with other classes as well. So it makes it very easy for students to know exactly what to do. Same thing with the quiz. You'll have to go in and edit that. But right now, my module is looking better. I've got the lecture notes published. I need to make sure that there's a check mark on that lecture video. In fact, I think I'm ready to publish the whole module. If you publish the whole module, it'll publish everything inside of it. So if you're not done with something, just unpublish it. And then the last piece here, when you want to check anything in Canvas to make sure it's appearing for students the way you want it to, you're going to want to click this little set of eyeglasses here in the top right. This is the student view. So this will show you, all right, a student in here, they just see week 1, they have a homework, they have the lecture notes, they have the lecture video, that's all they see. So if I leave my student view, you can tell they're not seeing that unpublished quiz, which is good. And then I might edit this because I don't like the fact that it's named that. So I can change its title so it looks more like something I would want them to click on. So that's modules. If you want some heads up on how to add little check marks for students to know what they've completed and not completed within a module, or how to make it so students have to go through them sequentially, or how to put a prerequisite so they have to complete one module before doing the next, all of that is in the edit menu right here with the requirements and then the lock until. So if you are interested in that, Kath and I both talk about it in those Canvas tours. So you can always, or you can email me with questions or Kath with questions. I'm sure she's willing to help as well.